Okay, so we are going to start the geometry curriculum, and we're going to go over a bunch of vocabulary. So again, these are my guided notes, which you can find on Schoology for you guys to be able to write them. I would strongly encourage you to actually write them out, because especially with geometry, that is the best way to learn this stuff. You just printing it out and not actually physically writing it is not going to be very helpful, and it's not going to get the information to stick in your head. So again, everybody should have a notebook or pieces of paper that you are taking notes on, and however you want to organize it all. But again, please make sure that you are writing this all out. So section 1.1, again, is going to go over a decent amount of vocabulary. We're going to talk about the intro to geometry here. So we're going to talk about a point. So when we talk about a point, the formal definition is we use capital letters to name a point. It's like a dot. So you might see this little dot with an A or dot with a B, and you can call it point A, point B. You also, if you want, can abbreviate point. You don't have to actually write the whole word out. But unfortunately, there's no symbol for a point. So you write it out, or like I said, abbreviate it. For a line is made up of points, and they are straight, and they extend infinitely far in both directions. So you're either going to see two options here. You're going to see it where you have one letter, lowercase script letter, that represents the line, or you may see points on a line. Now, in terms of a line, you only need 2 points to make a line. So when you name a line, if we look at the figure on the right-hand side, if we're going to name a line, you only need to use 2 of the points. You don't need to use any more. So you can write line BC, you can write line CD, you can write line BD, any combination of those 3 points. Or what you can do is use the line symbol. Now a line continues on forever, so just make sure when you do draw it that you have arrows on the end. So if we say BC, make sure you have the arrows on the end for the symbol above it. And then same for BD and same for CD. Now the difference is if you don't have points on the line, and you only have a lowercase script L, you don't have the options here. So the only thing you can do is you would have to write out the word line with your lowercase script letter, whatever it may be. The difference between a line and a line segment is that a line continues on forever. A line segment begins and ends. So it has a definite beginning and a definite end. So it's straight and made up of points, and it has a definite beginning and end. So you'll see one dot, and then you'll see another dot. So it could start at R and go to S. Or, to be honest, there's no direction here. You could also have called it SR and put the line over it. Again, they can't have arrows on the end. If you want to put, say, like the dots like this, you don't have to. It's just not needed. But whatever your preference is, just so you know that that is a line segment and not a line. Now, for a ray, that is made up of points. They're straight. They begin at an endpoint and they extend infinitely in the other direction. So many directions you can draw it in, but in this case, that's just how we did it. So it starts at A, and it's going to extend infinitely through B towards that direction. So when you name a ray, you need 2 letters, just like you would for a line or a line segment. So you're going to use 2 letters. And there is a important thing to keep in mind with array. The first letter you write has to be the endpoint that you're starting with. And then the second letter is the way the arrow is pointing. So you can't write this BA because the arrow is not pointing towards the A. And the symbol above it is just what a ray symbol is. It looks just like a ray. So it starts at A and it goes infinitely towards B. For an angle, those are formed by 2 rays with the same endpoint. So we have one ray here, BC. And we have another ray here, which is BA. When you put those 2 together, they both share that same common beginning point of B. So that B value acts as the vertex of the angle itself. So when you name an angle, you have to use 3 letters. So we're going to use 3 letters. Okay, and that is one of my rules, so just make sure when you name an angle, you use 3. So this could either be called angle ABC or angle CBA for that. All right, let's start to sort of combine a little bit of this here. So next we come up with a triangle. So we've always know that a triangle is made up of 3 sides, but let's use some little formal terminology here. So it's the union of 3 segments. Union is going to be represented with the letter U for union. And the new way of now writing out a triangle would be this statement right here. So it says triangle ABC equals segment AB, U for union, put together with segment BC, U for union, put together with AC. And those 3 put together, union means joining together. So you're combining those 3, and when you put those 3 together, AB, BC, and AC, those 3 in fact do form a triangle. Now the reverse of that is the intersection. So U for union, intersection is now going to be an upside down U. Okay, so the intersection of any 2 sides is the vertex of a triangle. So what I always like to do, I do think when you're doing these problems, if you can redraw the picture and definitely use colors, it's helpful. So I'm just going to redraw the triangle down here again, label it. And if this question is saying AB, well, here's AB. And then it's saying intersection with BC. So here's BC. If you have 2 colors, you're able to see sort of what you're going to be looking for a little bit more clear. So when we talk intersection, it is what they have in common. So if you have segment A to B, starts at A, ends at B. If you have segment B to C, starts at B, ends with C. What they have in common is right here. So that is why B. And what I would even suggest is write point B so that we know it's a point.